Stick around if you want to make coffee like this. This little story starts in Crete, where a friend of mine called Josh was on holiday, and he had some high hopes, big ambitions of brewing coffee whilst he was there. Just picture the scene, that coffee bubbling away, the aromas, the texture. It just didn't work out, so Josh didn't know what to do. He decided to send me a message whilst he was on holiday. Cut to Helsinki, where I wake up Monday morning to some messages from Josh desperately seeking help. Of course, I was more than happy to help. I'm no expert in Turkish or Greek coffee, and I will be using the terms interchangeably, even though I know there are differences between the two types. But the first port of call for me was to get the coffee to water ratio right, and here I am using Brew, an app that I use to begin dialing in coffee recipes. Here we find out it's a 1:10 ratio, so I quickly started with that recipe. I know that you can change the mixture based on how many cups you want, but this small coffee pot that I have comfortably takes 60 milliliters of water, so that's how much I brewed with. Luckily, I had some pre-ground Greek coffee given to me as a gift, so I was eager to use that, and this was ground very fine, of course. It's less common to find cardamom or cinnamon added to Greek coffee, but I think you can find that. It's more of a Turkish tradition, I think. This doesn't have any of those flavors. You could try grinding those into your coffee. You would need to grind on your finest setting possible and experiment with those flavors. I add sugar because I enjoy the experience. I rarely drink sweet coffee, but I think Greek coffee calls for it in my experience. It helps with some of the taste of the very bitter coffee, and this was the point I really wanted to make really clear to Josh. Look for this rolling boil, this rising boil. If possible, even lift it off the pan and repeat it a little, just to make sure that you get as much foam as possible. I think this foam is a big part of the drinking experience with Greek coffee. It's not crema, but it is the same idea that some of the CO2 is being released from the coffee powder, and it's being captured in this foam on top. And it creates a smooth drinking experience. Of course, wait a little for the coffee to cool and taste a bit sweeter, and of course for the coffee to separate. I encourage you to stop drinking at this point, because the last thing you want is a mouthful of this sludge at the bottom. I've heard jokes like you'll only drink that far once. That's not true. I've drunk that far a number of times because I've been enjoying the coffee so much, and then I've just drank a little bit too far and ended up sucking up some of those grinds at the bottom. So heed my warning and just stop drinking as soon as you see the sediment through the coffee. I hope this helped Josh out on his holiday, at least pointed him in the right direction. If you've got any experiences of making coffee on holiday, or then perhaps you were inspired to make coffee at home with this method or others similar, maybe you got some insights into the brewing process yourself, the things that work well for you. Please do contribute in the comments, and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.